Okay. Versatile Vigilante, man. Young Vince. We got a special guest in the building. Erika, representing herself, representing Campfire. Welcome.
Thank you. Always glad to be here, even though it's my first time.
First time. Feel like longtime friends already.
I
Love
know,
it.
honestly.
Awesome. I appreciate you coming out. This is sick.
Of course.
So for anyone that's never heard of Campfire before, one of the coolest, I don't even know what to call it, organizations.
Yeah, we're a startup. We're a tech startup. Yeah.
One of the coolest tech startups, that's for sure. Toronto-based, Toronto, local, kind of art, creative music,
business,
Love it.
services, beauty,
all kinds of stuff.
creativity, all of that.
Just representing creativity. So let's start right from the beginning, man. I want to hear your background, but first explain
Okay.
like Campfire a little bit. You're the rep today.
Yes.
So describe Campfire for me, for the audience. Break it down for us a little bit.
Okay. Well, Campfire is a free app. And like you said, it's everything that you can do to support the local community. So, you know what Tinder is, right?
Yeah.
So you know how on Tinder you're swiping through people around your area and everything like that?
Yeah.
So on Campfire, it has the same layout. Instead of swiping through, random girls, random guys, you're swiping through local businesses around you, right? And just like Tinder, you can double tap if you want to favorite a business or if you want to DM them or book something with them. But yeah, basically with Campfire, you can just find everything local around you, right? And what's different with us, like we have a proximity. So that means you're only going to find anything within your area. And you can do that up to 30 kilometers. So
Love
it's
that.
pretty sick.
That is super sick. When I don't remember how I came across Campfire, but I think it was probably on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is super dope. I didn't even know it was an app because I saw all these cool events and stuff like that. Super. I love how it's not just an app. Like it's
Yeah.
based on people, face to face.
Exactly.
Is that kind of the heart of it? The
Yeah,
point?
so how can you really get a community without bringing everyone together?
Right.
So we already have over 300 businesses signed up with us on the app, but how are we going to get people to even download the app? Like, how
Right.
can we get you to download the app, right? So that's why, we host these events that represent what Campfire is, which is bringing people around, talking to your community, talking to maybe like your friend that you haven't seen, but like they're in your city and maybe this is the first time you actually can get together. And yeah, just socialize, meet each other, network, and just support each other for free, of course.
I love it, man. I love that idea. It's so cool. It's like I didn't even know I was missing that. Like when I saw this, I'm like, that's sick. I wish this was around like even earlier.
Yeah, honestly,
Super dope.
like the timing with everything, just because like our first event was right when restrictions kind of like disappeared. So everyone just needed their vaccination passport, right?
Right.
So everyone was just like really excited to go out, but like everyone's going out with a purpose, right? They're like, oh, they're going to a concert from like a local artist, right? Like they haven't done that before the pandemic, but now like during the pandemic, they just want to go out and do anything.
Exactly.
Right? So yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's so interesting. Did it start through like into COVID? When did Campfire even start?
Yeah, so Campfire was actually co-founded by two engineering U of T alumni.
Okay.
And basically they both lived in Toronto. And one of their biggest issues was that they were always walking around downtown, but there wasn't really an app that can kind of help them find the local deers near them.
Right.
Just because like on Instagram, there's just like random ads, right? And
Right.
it's not even in your area. Like, I don't know if you've seen that, but sometimes I get ads for like tattoo shops in BC.
Yeah.
Right? Or sometimes
Exactly,
like
Ottawa
jewelry
shit.
from like, I don't know, Russia or something, right? But I'm like, I don't really need these
Yeah.
ads, right? So that's what Sarah and Yusuf, so those are the co-founders, that's what their thinking process was. They're like, we live in Toronto, but we always go to the same 4 stores, the
Right.
one that Uber Eats has, the one that Skip the Dishes has. But like when they walk around, they see like chalkboard menus, like get your Taco Tuesday deal, or come in and get your morning mimosa 30% off every Tuesday. But do they advertise on Instagram? No. Do you
Right.
see that on the radio? Do you hear that anywhere? No.
The underground
Right?
spots.
Exactly. And it's the local spots, right? Those are
Local
the businesses
spots.
that actually have like those sick deals for the community. So that's kind of where they started, and that's why they developed the app. So
I
it's
love
pretty
that,
cool.
man. Because we hear a lot about like supporting local, but how do we actually do that?
Exactly. And I feel like that was just like a trend, right? Like in the
Yeah.
beginning of the pandemic, everyone was like, support your frontline workers, support your
Yeah, like a
neighbor,
catchphrase.
right? Yeah, it was kind of just like, okay, like it's just a trend. I'll just do it because everyone else is doing
Exactly.
it. But now things are opening up. And now everyone's going back to like, the the big block chains like Best Buy, Walmart, everything like
Yeah.
that, right? But it's like, weren't you guys saying support local like 2 months ago?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is, man.
Exactly. And like Campfire, it's so easy, you know, it's a free app already. And like I said, there's like 300 businesses on the app and you can't not find anything, you know?
100%. I think one of them set me up on it, so I'm very
Yeah,
excited
we
to
did,
check
we
it out.
did.
Yes.
Oh my God,
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
I'm gonna be swiping all
Swipe it
day, man.
away.
Swiping right all day. That's amazing, man. So, um, with the events and stuff like that, I see that you guys are focused on downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you're sticking with right now, or do you have a plan of like branching into different parts of the city? Like, what's I know we're going deep into it, but I'm
Yeah.
curious.
No, honestly, like that's a great question. So, I think just because all the co-founders were all from the GTA,
Right.
right? And we already know how many businesses there are, especially during the pandemic. And at the end of the day, our main focus are students. And you know, Toronto, there's a bunch of universities,
For
bunch
sure.
of colleges. There's York, there's U of T, there's GBC, OCAD, like all
Yep.
these art schools, right? And you know, they're also very big on community and they're very live. Like I feel like they're more into supporting local businesses than our parents, right? Or like
Yeah.
than our uncles or aunties or anything like that, right? So that's why it's just easy to do it in Toronto because everyone already wants to support local there.
Love
So
it.
yeah.
Toronto's a very small, like it's huge, a lot of
Yeah.
people, but it's small at its core.
Exactly. And like the local community there is so active,
Yeah.
right? And like they all love supporting each other. Like even artists or creators, the micro influencers, they're always networking, collabing with each other, right? So like
100%.
Toronto was just our starting point. And you know, to answer your second question, like are we planning on branching out? And like absolutely. Like we already have plans
Nice.
to not just branch out in Canada or just not in Ontario, but you know, to the rest of North America, right? Like supporting local isn't just like a GTA thing, you know, it's like
Exactly.
a worldwide thing.
It's that mentality.
Exactly, it's a mentality. Like people can say it's a hustle mentality, but like you can support that, you know, like you have no idea what like encouragement can do to someone.
Huge.
Right? Even like a big business starts small. A big creator started small, right? Like everyone just started small.
100%, man. That's the key. I love that you guys acknowledge that and recognize
course.
it because if you don't start from somewhere, where are you starting? You know,
Exactly.
you got to start from somewhere. That's amazing to hear. I also really like how you guys don't focus on like the economics. It's more on
Yeah.
the culture of the community. I
Exactly.
love that.
Exactly. Like, in terms of like economics, I guess you're thinking of like pricing points. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, obviously, like I said, once Sarah and Yusuf kind of got the idea where like local businesses aren't getting the advertisements that like, or at least that recognition that they need, they started doing research.
Right.
Right. They're like, oh, how much are these small businesses spending on like Instagram ads? Right. And they're actually spending like quite a lot. I think like what our research has done is that small businesses, they spend around 200 to 800 a month just for like Instagram ads or scheduled Facebook ads or just like the little bit of like little like posts that you see for like 2 seconds that you just scroll by.
Yeah.
Right. Like they spend so much money on that. And then sometimes the Instagram algorithm just focuses on the businesses that are paying more. Right. Like have you ever seen a small business ad? On Instagram?
Very rare, man. The Instagram algorithm is an ugly thing,
exactly.
man.
It's because it's, you know, it's whatever gets the money.
Exactly.
Right? So, yeah, that's just like the tough part of it. But that's our strong message to small businesses. Like right now, we're just offering like a short free subscription. I don't know why I said short. It's 6 months. But yeah, we're offering like a free subscription. People can kind of figure out what our app is like. And we are still in the developing stage, right? Like we're always open to feedback. We want to help them, right? Because if they help us help them, then everyone wins.
Exactly.
Right?
That's good business in my eyes. Like
Exactly.
you guys are benefiting, we benefit.
Exactly.
You coming on here is great for me. It's good for you guys. Promote a little bit, and we both hopefully grow.
Exactly. And now we know each other, right?
Exactly.
Now we can connect. If someone wants to be on a podcast, I'll send them to you.
Exactly.
You know, and if anything, you know.
100%, man. It's all about networking. It's all.
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys felt this way. I did, like cooped up COVID for so long. I realized like, yeah, internet is huge. It's cool, but that face to face, there's nothing like it. You know, that's how you really build that bond, I feel.
Exactly. And that's actually my favorite part of events, right? Like actually meeting these small business owners, right? Like
For sure.
They get really excited. We set up their tables and they're like, hi, I'm this from this business. And we're already talking to each other, right? But like, I feel like without this event, I would just be wondering who they were on like their profile
Right.
online, right? So it's very nice that I actually get to meet these people and hear them out.
Put a face to the name.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's awesome. So, got a good understanding of Campfire. Now I want to hear Erica's story in Campfire and outside of Campfire too. Let's start with
Yeah.
Campfire. How'd you even get involved with the brand?
Honestly, it was kind of a crazy journey, you know. I guess I would honestly consider myself lucky. So, basically, just like everyone else, I actually started a small business during the pandemic.
Nice.
Right? So it was me and my sisters. We're all named Maria, so we named it Tres
No
Marias.
way. That's my mother's name too.
Oh, that's so cute.
There we go.
But yeah, so we opened a macaroon shop like online. We had nothing else to do except bake and market and everything like that. I graduated from McMaster with a marketing degree, so that's
Sick.
why I was like all for it, you know, like I don't mind posting on our medias or advertising and everything like that. And then one day, you know, Campfire messaged our business and was like, hey, we're doing this thing with our app and it's to support local businesses and we'd love to have you, right? So we set up a pitch call and I met Sarah, so the co-founder, and, you know, I suggested like a few things about their app, right? Because I'm like, I love what you're doing. Have you guys thought of this or have you guys tried doing this? And she just loved my energy, I guess, and she
Sick.
loved how I was really into it. She loved how I already had experience in marketing. So she kind of just offered me the position.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, man. That's super organic. I
Yeah,
love to hear that.
Exactly. And honestly, that's what I want to advocate for Campfire, right? It's just if you're very passionate about what you do and you get to meet the right person, like those opportunities will be there.
Exactly. Campfire, like you create a spark kind of,
Exactly, exactly, right? We're like the fire in the community.
Amazing.
You know?
Amazing. I love that story. It's so refreshing too because you hear all about like LinkedIn culture nowadays.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my
like,
God, don't get
post
me
all that.
started on
Like,
that.
oh my gosh, man. Like it's so
Yeah.
non-personal.
Exactly. Like especially me coming from like a bachelor degree, like in commerce, it's like I'm very tired of that LinkedIn culture.
Hell
you
yeah.
know, like hi, like I'd love to network with you, like
Yeah.
endorse me, you know.
Exactly. Hope
Or it's
you've been
just-
well.
Yeah. Kind regards, you know.
Exactly, man.
Best.
You know what? You know what's funny, and I fuck with Campfire for this, and even just talking to you, I feel that vibe too. Like human,
Yeah.
human. Like yo, not everything is so like perfect round edge. You know,
No.
like the beauty is like the random shit sometimes.
Exactly. Like what kind of organization would host like a night market with like live performers? And then there's
Exactly.
also drinks being offered, right?
Let's have some fun,
So
man.
yeah, it's just like, you know, let loose. And I know networking is scary, right? Like
Yeah.
imagine you're entering an industry by yourself. How are you supposed to introduce yourself to like new people,
For
right?
sure.
So like people like, you know, they want to get loose, whether it's just listening to music, you know, or talking to other people in a really social setting or even just drinking around. Like that's what you want to do. And at our events, like I love when people connect with each other. Like at first, like I see like all these accounts and I have like no mutual followers with them, right?
Right.
But then after an event, we all have mutual
Exactly,
followers now
man.
because like now we're just following each other and then now we're talking about each other on the Campfire app and I see them on the Campfire app and they see each other. It's really sick.
I love it, man. That to me is like a great combination of person and social media.
Exactly.
Using it as a tool now, as opposed to the whole thing.
Exactly.
I love that.
And not everything has to be paid, you know, like you said, it's
True.
very organic, it's very human, you know. It's like you don't have to pretend you have to be something so you can get your followers up there, right?
Exactly.
Like just show who you are and then the community will back you up.
Exactly, man. Toronto is like I've talked about this on the podcast before. Like, there's kind of that screw face culture,
Yeah.
but it's also very supportive. There's two sides, you know. Like there's some really good people in this city, so really like to see that you guys are trying to bridge that.
Of course.
Dope
yeah.
as hell. So how's your experience? Obviously, has been good since you're
Yeah.
still there.
Oh my God, no, I love working with Campfire. I love the
it.
team. I love the organization. I just love the way we do things. And, you know, I used to work like a very corporate job
Yeah.
where I was just talking to customers over the phone, right? And essentially, like, I would want to help them, but I can't because at the end of the day, that's not my job, right? So I kind of like, I guess the cliche way is like losing purpose or just like wasn't motivated.
For sure.
Right. So that's why I even started my own business with my sisters because I needed a creative outlet. Right. And now that creative outlet led me to Campfire. And now everything I do, it's for a reason. Like it's going to affect someone and it's going to affect them like well.
Love it, man. You did something you wanted to do and
Exactly.
it blossoms. I love to hear that. That's inspiration for you
Yes,
guys, man.
never give up.
Do your thing. And then I like how you didn't say like, oh, I quit my job and then you talked about how you did certain things to get the ball
Yeah.
rolling, you know?
Exactly. Like, I love how you said that because people think, starting a business, it's easy because they see it happen so many times on social media, whether it's like a 6-second TikTok video or
Yeah,
like just like a quick Instagram reel. They see like all these successes, right? But no one will share how hard it is to open your own business,
for sure,
right?
man.
Just
Keep
because,
going.
exactly, and keep going and keep researching and how to keep your like business forward and how to keep on trends. Like no one talks about that. And it's very, very difficult, especially when you don't have anyone helping you or giving you advice. It's kind of like social media will teach you, but they only teach you the ways where you kind of have to pay for it.
Exactly. They
It's
give you like the
very
bullet
like
points.
exactly, right? So
Oh, that's real, man. That's
mhm,
why what you guys are doing is so cool because it
exactly.
helps young businesses, small businesses with that
Mhm.
growing stage. Like, meet people. If you want to grow, there's these avenues for you,
Exactly.
you
It's
know?
like if you're looking, like I said, if you're looking for someone to feature in your show, download Campfire, you'll be
Exactly.
able to find someone, right? If you have
Exactly.
a new clothing launch and you're looking for local models, right? Campfire will help you connect with each other, right?
Campfire's the plug, man.
Yeah, but
Taking
like I
over.
said, still in the developing
For
stages,
sure.
but like the message is what we're trying to implement on the app,
I
right?
love it, man. I love that message. So since you've been in Campfire, have you felt more inspired? Like you said, you're kind of lacking that
Mhm.
motivation. Have you felt that
Mhm.
motivation, that inspiration grow?
Honestly, yeah, right? Like, so Campfire, we're a small team, right? And we have such a strong and powerful message.
Right.
So I feel like I have to kind of get creative with what we can do, right? With just like set amount of resources or set amount of budget or set amount of goals. I I find myself getting creative where I've never been like challenged like this. Like when I was in corporate, like I'd never be in a situation where I would have to host an event and get like X amount of people to come and I have to make sure that everything goes well, meaning
Yeah.
hitting those numbers, right? So I'm just there like planning everything. But yeah, so creativity is definitely just going higher and higher for
I
me.
love that. And that's also cool. It's like a personal challenge, you know?
Exactly.
What
Yeah.
what can I accomplish? Let's see what we can do next.
Exactly. It's always about challenging yourself. That's how you kind of get more opportunities out there as well. I mean,
Absolutely.
Sarah and Yusuf challenged themselves to create an app, and then look what happened, right?
Absolutely, man. Everyone that I talk about this a lot, like everyone that's doing cool things, they're just a human at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Take the chance, start it up. Who knows what it
hmm
could be?
Exactly. And if you make a mistake, figure out what went wrong and try again.
Exactly,
You
man.
don't need to stop right there.
No, never stop, man.
Never,
Never
never.
stop. The mistakes are the fun part, man. Doesn't
hmm
look like that at the time, but it
Yeah,
actually is when you look back.
exactly. Because, like, you're crushed by a mistake, right? So, obviously, you don't want it to happen again. So, now you won't do it again, right? So, why
Exactly.
don't you try again? Because you won't make the same mistake twice.
Exactly. You got to learn, man. Live and
hmm
learn. And I want to touch on this too, because I related to what you said with the corporate job, because I worked a similar
Oh,
job, I
yeah.
think, like talking to customers over the phone,
hmm
different lifestyle, that's for sure. But did you learn things from that job? Because for me, I definitely learned. I'm like, you know
hmm
what? Just seeing people in difficult situations and hearing people like dealing with their business and stuff like that, I
hmm
learned from it. I'm curious if you had that
Yeah.
experience.
Oh my God. Yeah. I feel like you would understand this too, but you kind of learn how to be patient with other
Yeah,
people, right? Like I bet when you're talking to customers, you want to like sometimes you just want to yell at them, be like, "What are you saying? That
exactly.
doesn't make sense." Right? But then you kind of learn like you have to stay professional, right? Not everyone thinks like you. Like you have to be patient and get them to understand where you're coming from, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all saying the same thing. We're just saying it differently,
Exactly.
right? So I think that's like what corporate helped me understand.
That communication,
Right, exactly. Like
it's
what have
key.
you learned from working corporate?
That's a huge one. It would be communication, absolutely. And also, it forced me to look deeper into my life. Like,
Yeah?
I realized even at a even younger before I got that job, I never had
Mhm.
a dream job. I don't know
Yeah.
about you. Like, I never had a
Mhm.
dream job, but I like to meet people, do my
Mhm.
thing. But doing certain jobs, I'm like, yo, I need to do more that I actually enjoy. Like,
Yeah.
things where that's why I brought up the financial aspect earlier.
Mhm.
Like, the money doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Gotta do things. Okay, fuck the money sometimes. Let's
Yeah.
do something I want to do. And the corporate kind of forced me to do that. Like after work, let me find some fun shit to do.
Yeah.
Will I like this? You know what I'm trying to say?
No, like I love clocking out, but like literally leaving my office and then like going down the elevator and getting in my car,
man.
I was just like, okay, what can I do to just like do anything I want because I don't have to like stay cooped up.
Exactly.
I don't have to like do this every single day. Like, what can I do?
Exactly.
Right?
And that to me is another way of challenging yourself.
Exactly.
Maybe that could lead to something else.
Exactly. And look at you now. It led to this, clearly.
100%. 100%,
Yeah,
man.
look,
Cheers to that.
Yes.
Water. Cheers. No boost tonight. But no, 100%, man. I relate to you on that for sure, for sure. Were you in school, like, were you a creative person? Were you kind of always in that lane, or what kind of student were you? Like a younger Erika, little Erika.
What do you think? What kind of student I was?
I don't know. I think you were probably like a good student, but also like to enjoy yourself, try different things. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So I guess I was always into business,
Nice.
and I was always into marketing. I feel like it was the fun side of marketing, right? Just like a lot of people, like I don't like numbers, right? I think math is important, but that doesn't mean I want to do it.
Yeah, it's
like,
not for you.
As a dream job,
Me
right?
neither.
Like it was kind of crazy. People in high school were like, "Yeah, I want to be in finance," right? I'm like, "That's a lot of numbers, but sure."
Go ahead.
Right? But you go off, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I want to do something fun, but
For
something
sure.
serious too. Right. So when I went to university, I actually got involved with like a few marketing clubs. Right. So that's kind of where I decided, or where I kind of figured out that I was actually good at like planning events.
Nice.
Because with these associations, like you kind of have to do something similar. Like you have to host an event, you have to get students to come in, and then you have to make sure that whatever message you're trying to say gets into their heads, right? And they get to spread it around campus. Right, so that's kind of where I got experience with event planning and kind of just like messaging or marketing the message, right? So I feel like that really translated to Campfire a lot because, like I said, right, working corporate, I kind of missed hosting events, right? I miss bringing people together and seeing people like be happy, right? And just having a good time. So yeah, so it was really easy with Campfire. I'm like, okay, back to event hosting or planning.
It, man. It all fits in at the end of the day.
Right.
I love that.
It's if you're very passionate about something, like just keep it going. Like keep like stroking the fire. Right. Like there's really no reason to stop that. If you're really into it, go for it.
Completely agree, man. It's kind of hard to like get swept up in the likes and the superficial things. When you say that though, like just if you like it, do it. It's so simple and it's so effective.
I think that's what it is, right?
It is.
Like I don't want to be that person, but I don't get wrapped around like the idea of like likes or being the number one influencer, being like getting sponsored ads or anything like that. It's just social media. At the end of the day, it's your account.
Yeah.
Right. It's what you want to do. Right, your business that you're opening, it's your business, right? It's not your future client's business. So sell things that you want to sell. Sell it to the people that you care about, right? That's how all the big businesses started, right? Like they all started because they started a product that would help them and help people like them.
Exactly.
Right? So I think
you got to enjoy it.
Exactly.
Well said. Very well said. Very well said. So we talked earlier before the podcast. You're a Mississauga girl.
Yes, sir.
I am a Mississauga guy. How did that shape you, man? Because Mississauga is a unique city. We would agree on that.
Crazier and crazy, like
crazy place.
Were you born here?
Technically Toronto, but
okay.
I moved here when I was like 2 or 3. Like,
oh my god,
pretty much my whole life.
Do you remember when Square One was so small?
For sure,
like,
man.
Do you remember when like I think that Rich Tree restaurant was in the center?
Yep. And the movie theater was in the mall.
Exactly. Yep. And like there was like Melon Head.
Right there. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I miss that saga, right? But it's crazy because I never thought that Mississauga will turn into a city that was trying to be like Toronto.
Yeah.
Like there's so many condos being built up, and now there's more like industrial buildings everywhere, and like it's just getting so like populated. But at the same time, there's a lot of people, like there's a lot of young creators. Right,
yep.
You see a lot of creativity, and now there's a lot of artists that are coming out from the GTA. Right, they're from Markham, they're from Scarborough, they're from Brampton, they're from Saga. Right, and I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
It's crazy, man. To me, it's all Toronto at the end of the day.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so because you could hop on a bus or a subway and be downtown You know,
Yeah,
get in the car. Anywhere you are in the city, you could get downtown, like not far, you know?
yeah.
So I feel like it's all just Toronto influence.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even as I'm getting older, like I don't spend as much time in Mississauga, like recreationally. I'm more downtown.
Same.
But the
Same.
spirit's here. You
Yeah.
know, like it definitely helped me like grow.
Exactly. No, like I
growing up
said,
here.
exactly. Like there's so much diversity in Mississauga.
sure.
I feel like, right? Just like in the eastern side, or western, north, like the side closer to Brampton versus the side closer to Etobicoke. Like you'll just
Two
see a
different-
lot of
exactly.
different culture. Like I'm by the border of like Brampton and Saga.
Okay.
And every time I come down like this area, so closer to Square One or closer to Port Credit, it's just like there's already such a difference, even though I'm in the same city.
It's so true, and I think I think that's good to grow up around too.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
You know, you see different types of people, different types of neighborhoods. I think that helps with creativity as well.
No, I 100% agree because I went to university in Hamilton.
Yeah.
Right? And it was really funny because a lot of people from Saga and Toronto actually go to Hamilton, right? Like they have the engineering program, they have the health science, right? So you see a lot of more diverse people there. But I just remember like people from my dorm, they were from like northern Ontario, right? And like I loved hearing their comments like there's so much like diversity here, you know? Or they were like asking like what lingo was.
Right.
Like, oh my God, like I forgot one of like the popular ones, but it was just like dunno. Like what does dunno mean? You know, or like what's ways?
Yes.
Or what do they mean reach here?
Reach here. That's so funny.
Right? And I was
it's
like,
a
oh
different
my God.
world
yeah.
out there.
And then they're only like what? Like I want to say like 50 kilometers away.
Yeah.
50 to 70.
Not a ton.
Yeah. So I think that's hilarious. I love it though. That's why I love Saga.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like it is unique. Say whatever you want to say. Like even Brampton and all these places. Like yeah, it's funny to make fun, but there's a uniqueness to these cities, you know?
Exactly. There's like what 3 artists now from Brampton that are like
Lots,
pretty.
man.
There's like Tory Lanez, there's Jesse Reyes, there's Alicia Cara, and they're all from Brampton.
Absolutely.
Right? Crazy.
Absolutely. No, we definitely are in a good creative city, man. I'm very thankful for that. You know, young people doing their thing, no matter where you are, huge.
Exactly, and that's why like starting Campfire here is amazing, right? Like we've gotten a local photographer to come by to an event, and we love promoting their pictures, right? And it's just so easy to kind of ask people to come to your events because they understand like, oh yeah, like they have a good message, so I want to come, right? Like, oh, they sound pretty lit. Of course I want to come, and I'll bring my friends.
Hell
right?
yeah,
Like
man.
that's crazy
Let's
how
party.
people in Saga can just do that. You know, like I'm still like DMing some people and I'm just like, hey, like I know you're friends with this person and I'd love for you to come to our event, you know? And they're like so down.
It's beautiful, man.
So
Keep that up.
sick.
The city needs people like you, man.
Aw, thanks.
Plug in people in. It's awesome. It's super crucial. What's been your favorite event so far that you've hosted?
Oh my God.
Put you on the spot.
Oh my God. So all of them were very different, right? I think we've hosted 4 now, and 3 of them were night markets and 1 of them was a day market. But just because of the venue space and my friends actually got their business at the night market, the second event at Taco Taco was probably my favorite.
Sick.
The bar was lit. Shout out to Taco Taco.
Yes.
They were serving drinks. They were serving food. They let us use their speakeasy. So, like,
Sick.
the sound system was sick. And everyone there was so nice. All the vendors were, like, so kind. And they all brought their friends, right? So, it's just, like, your friends are literally there vibing out while you're selling a few things.
Exactly. It's a work / party bonanza.
Yeah, like before the events, like I always send a little like care pair package for like the vendors, and I always say like network. Like this is, when are you ever gonna be in a room with like 10 other business owners, right? Or when are you gonna be in a room with like 50 potential clients at one time? Right, I'm like, get your business cards and hand them out. Put it in your bags. Man. Share it to all the other business vendors. Right, I'm like, get your name out there.
Hell yeah, talk to everyone in there, man. That's amazing.
So that's what I saw at the second event. Right, it was like performers were exchanging numbers or following each other on their socials, or they see each other on Campfire. Right, they're like, oh my God, you know Campfire? I didn't know you would be here. Like, amazing. That's my favorite thing.
You guys are like the icebreaker now.
Yeah, no, I love that. Yeah, we really
icebreaker,
are.
Campfire. Love it. And Taco Taco's where the Christmas event
Exactly.
is coming, yeah?
So that's why we chose them again. They were such amazing hosts.
Sick.
Their venue is sick, and everyone there is so lovely. Like, if you ask for help, they will help you right away,
Love
right?
it.
And they understand also the importance of supporting local because they even host their own local performances at their restaurant in the regular hours, right? So
Amazing.
they already know the message, right? So it's so easy to collaborate with them.
Speaking the
And
same language.
exactly, and they're a local restaurant in Kensington Market, so
I like that you guys fuck with Kensington Market. I saw a
no,
couple
of
events have
course.
been there.
Yeah,
Love
so
it there.
nice. I love it. Like,
Awesome,
and
man.
everyone there is so creative, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
someone on my team, she basically emailed all the businesses in Kensington Market and let them know that there is an event going on, right? So that's how we got a few business owners. Like, we're just
Love it.
literally telling everyone about it. Like, I'll be walking around Kensington Market next week and handing out flyers. Be like, yeah, I'm going to be here next week. Reach.
Amazing, man. Oh, I love that you guys are doing that. There's a space for it. There's a need for it.
of
I love
course.
it. November 26th.
Yes, so it's the last Friday of the month.
November 26th.
Reach, guys. Oh, I'm moving.
What's it called exactly? Friday Christmas market?
Oh, it's called the Christmas Night Market.
Christmas night market. Friday, November 26th. Taco.
Yes.
Come see
sir.
Erika. Young Vince will be there for sure.
Let's get it.
Turn up, man. Campfire. I'm fucking excited for that, man.
Me
Holy.
too, actually.
I'm excited.
I'm so
Let's
excited.
go.
It's gonna be so lit. I got like my girl to headline for us. So
Sick.
her and her band, they're so sick. They performed in our first event and everyone loved them. So I'm like, girl, you have to come through for me, please.
Shout her out.
Yes, Geneva Lay and
Geneva
Prism.
Lay.
GENEVALEI.
It's a cool name, too. There we go. That's a
Geneva
rock
Lay.
star name.
You'll see her. She's closing out the
Geneva
show
Lay.
on Friday.
Okay, I'll be there,
big shout out
Geneva.
for her. But we have really sick artists this time. Like
Yeah.
I'm really excited. They're like R&B, they're rap, they're hip hop. You know, it's gonna be like a complete vibe.
I'm super down. I'm sold, man. I'm sold. I'm there. So just because we're talking about music on a personal level, what kind of stuff are you into? Like on your
Oh my god.
when you're in the whip, you know, going to see some businesses. Who are you listening to?
No, I like to hype myself up, but it's very old music, I guess. Like, I don't know. I'm very stuck in the era where like Good Kid, Mad City came out. Like I
classic.
love listening to that album. I don't know why. It just like gets me in like a relaxed and pumped up mood, you know.
That's good
But
shit.
like recently, it's just been like, you know, in the basic R&B, basic hip hop, I guess. I can't really name artists. That's what I'm really bad at because I realize
you.
I kind of just like go on Spotify and I listen to kind of just like the radio playlist.
Yeah, just hit
right?
shuffle.
Exactly. And I'm
feel you.
just, you know, figuring out new artists. You know, I don't want to keep listening to the same one. What if I find someone new? Right?
Exactly. No, that's a good way to look at it, man. I'm the guy that like is singing the lyrics wrong the whole time. I'm like, you know, so
That's so funny. But what
that's
do you
me.
listen to?
Mostly hip hop and like kind of older rock music, like back in the day
Okay.
stuff. But
Yeah.
that like Good Kid, Mad City era is one of my favorites too. Like
Exactly.
ASAP Rocky and them.
Exactly.
I love that
Oh
type
my
of shit.
God. Yeah, that was good.
What else you do, man? What else is like what gets your day going? Like
What gets my honestly Campfire gets my day going.
Campfire, just wake up ready to roll.
Yeah, and honestly, my friends, right? They have sick businesses too, and sometimes they have their own events, right? And sometimes they have like their own little networking events, whether it's like at a photo studio or it's just like a quick little dinner.
Mhm.
Like I'm always just, you know, always interested in meeting new people because I'll be like, hey, I have an app and I want to help you out, you know, and it's for free.
I love that.
Right? So why not?
Do you think there's anything specific that got you into just like wanting to meet new people?
Honestly, I guess it's because I know how hard it is for people to kind of meet new people. So I find that like I'm very understanding when it comes to that. Right? Just because it's not easy for you to meet new people doesn't mean you should never meet new people. Right? Like especially in this day and age, like you kind of need to talk to people to get to where you want to go. Right?
For
Like
sure.
for instance, how did I get here? We reached out to you.
Hell yeah.
Right? We're like, hey, we love your podcast. Like, why don't we work on something?
Let's do
Right?
it.
And it's just like a win-win. You can't really go wrong with doing something good.
100%. I feel like it's very rewarding to like
Exactly.
develop a new relationship. It's so cool. Who knows where that could go?
Exactly, right? And it's like I said, like now I have a relationship with my team at Campfire.
Yep.
Right? Like I never knew them before the pandemic, and now we're all kind of working together to get this app going. Right?
Super cool, man. Building that bond. You never know where it
Mm-hmm.
can take you.
Exactly.
Is there a Campfire office? Or
No, so there's no office, but like I said, We are setting up a studio to have podcasts
Sick.
because, posts can only do so much when you're trying to share a business.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we hear your background? Why did you start why did you start this, right? We want to hear about that, right? And you can't really share that on like a platform.
For sure.
Right? So that's why we wanted to do that. And we'll be posting on Campfire so everyone on Campfire can see.
Love it. Very cool. I'm definitely fucking that studio up for sure. Coming in there.
Who knows? What if you'll host? We'll never know, right?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. No, that's amazing, man. And even before the podcast started too, we talked about traveling a little bit.
Yes. Oh my God, traveling.
I think the Campfire brand has so much potential in that like realm as well.
You think so? How so?
Man, taking the brand somewhere else, like another country. These are some people doing their thing in Toronto, going out to like
oh my God.
Florida, you know, somewhere like that. I think there's so much potential with that, like a festival type of thing, a little tour.
Exactly. So like, I guess we were kind of in the talks of that just because our first 2 events went so well. We're like, yo, what if it becomes like a Fire Fest?
That's what I'm saying.
You know, like
hopefully better than Fire Fest.
Yeah, not okay, not FYRE. You
not
know
gonna
what
jinx
I mean?
it.
But like like a fire market, I guess,
yeah,
right? Or
yeah,
like a fire night, something like that, like a little campfire with the local community. Who knows? What if it's an annual thing, right? Like, do you see something like that happening right now?
Hell
where
yeah.
it's just like supporting the local businesses? It'll be pretty sick.
Man, because I see a lot of festivals are very corporate. Like, it's very, $1,000 tickets and shit like that,
and even, like, their drinks or, like, their sponsored
$30
brands.
drinks.
Yeah, but no, like, even the businesses that they're partnering with, they're already, like, bigger corporations.
Exactly.
Like, they're always partnering with Red Bull or something. Like, they already have so many fans. Like, why don't you do smaller business, you know?
Hell yeah. Come fuck with the underground.
Yeah, like, that's what we hope in the future for Campfire, right? Like, we get sponsored items from local breweries, right? Like, we'll serve your beer, we'll serve your alcohol, right? Or, like, if you want us to serve your snacks, we'll only serve your snacks, a local business, right? Like, we're not going to get catered food from, like, Tim Hortons or something like that, right?
Keep it low, keep it small, keep
local.
it. Yeah, I love that, man. DIY.
Exactly.
Love it. Talk a little bit more about your baking brand, though. I'm curious to learn more about that. Yeah.
So
what's it called again?
So it's called Tres Marias.
Tres Marias.
Tres Marias, but it is kind of on a hiatus right now. So like I said, I started that business with my sisters during the pandemic. So that was kind of when we were all under the same roof. Type of thing. So it was like my eldest sister was the baker, and then me and my middle sister, we loved marketing, right? So it was kind of like, why don't we just do something to pass time? And we all worked a 9 to 5, right? So we were all on the same page of like, oh my God, like we're tired. We just need something creative.
Yeah.
Right. So after we like clocked off the 9 to 5, we just would talk business, right? We're like, okay, this is like our me time, right? So how can we do that? And honestly, I miss it a lot, right? Because our macaroons were a bit different. We kind of infused like a lot of Asian flavors, right? So like I'm Filipino, so we try to incorporate like the ube taro flavor, right? And I feel like a lot of macaroons, like when I say macaroon, like what do you think of?
I think of like the colorful, like the pink and green, like little cookie things.
Yeah, the
wafers.
Pink ones, right?
Yeah.
But like, would you say they're like very bougie or very elegant?
They're
or, like,
definitely a little more on the bougie side.
Right? Like, what are the common flavors that usually?
I don't know. I actually don't know if I've had many macaroons in my life. I've seen them a million times. They look cool as hell.
Exactly.
I
so
don't eat them too much.
That's what I thought. I was like, macaroons are something where like everyone is curious, but it's like, is it worth it?
It's like a decoration more than a food sometimes.
Exactly, right? So I was just like, I feel like, because I love macaroons, right? And my sister, when she perfected her macaroons, I was like, oh, we can do crazy things with this. Like, we have crazy flavors. Like, it doesn't have to be like the vanilla buttercream or something.
Exactly.
Right? Like, we had a flavor where we did like Thai milk tea. Right?
There we go.
Right? Or for the Christmas, like we did chocolate mint, you know? Like, when do you ever see those in a macaroon? And we did it at an affordable price so everyone can try what a macaroon was like.
Love it.
Right? So most of our buyers were actually, like, first-time macaroon eaters. Right? So that was pretty sick. And then it was even nicer when they would say, like, I tried the macaroon at this place, and it would be, like, at a cafe. Like, they're not like yours. Yours are sick.
You got that brand loyalty now.
Exactly. Because it's very genuine, right? It was, like I said, it came from the heart. I thought macaroons were sick, but, you know, I wanted to make it fun, right? And like I said, me and my sisters were in marketing, and my eldest is a baker, so it's not that hard.
That's amazing, man. Keep that up. I really like that spirit you have of just like doing
Yeah.
things for fun of it. Like,
Yeah,
let's
it's
try it, you know?
nothing is well, obviously take life seriously, of course, it's your life, but have fun with it. Do it in your own way. Don't I guess like I'm just not wrapped up in how people are living their own life.
Yeah.
Just so I can keep focusing on how I should live my own life.
Exactly, man. We're all different. You're unique. Like, you got your own personality.
Exactly.
Love it. So you're the youngest?
Yes.
Awesome.
The youngest.
Awesome. Did that shape you? I'm asking like psychological questions
No,
now.
I
I'm just
love
curious.
it.
You feel like that like shaped how you are, being the youngest?
I don't know, honestly. Like me and my sisters, like we were close but not super close. You know, like very like basic sister rivalry. Like if we're playing video games, I'm the youngest, so I have to like wait. So I'm like watching my sisters play video games for like 3 hours, and by the time I play, like no one's gonna watch me, so I'm lonely. Right?
That's
so it's kind of like I just found how to like entertain myself, type of thing. Right?
There you go. See, you always had to do your own shit.
Exactly, and it is scary, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Like I said, right? I love encouraging people to try new things.
Absolutely.
Because you just never know. Like, how often do people do something, like, different every day, right? Like, you probably have a morning routine or an evening routine. You think so?
For the most part.
Exactly.
For the most part, yeah.
Is so, like, often, like, do you try something new?
I personally do.
Okay,
but that's
good.
because I've already, like, kind of what I said before, like, when I started working, like, 9 to 5s and stuff like that, I realized, like, I need to do interesting shit.
Exactly.
Because that stuff that's interesting to me, because if I just do work and go to bed, like, what's going to come from that, you know?
Exactly. So you felt really restricted when you were doing your 9 to 5.
Yeah. So
exactly.
I'm the type of guy, like, bro, I've done fucking pottery class before.
Oh, that's so funny.
Many.
I love that.
I might have a piece in here. Like,
That's
I don't think so. I've done shit like that. I've done so many things, bro. Like little like
different things, not weird, different.
Not weird, exactly. But I always like shit like that, bro. Like doing different things like that.
Exactly.
So recommend that.
Yeah, and like, have you met new people there too?
For sure.
It's a whole new group that you've never like even considered thinking about.
Exactly, right? Man. One thing, like Mississauga, Toronto, it's a close community, but there's so many different kinds of people.
Exactly.
There's someone for everyone, something for everyone. I feel that way.
Like even when you go through like the university club directories, there's like over 80 clubs or 100.
Exactly.
And it's like from like an anime club to like a board game society
Anything.
to like a specific anime or a specific show or movie. It's just like, and there's always a community, and that's what, already at least 10 people per club. So that's
exactly,
crazy.
Man. There's something. If you got any interest in it, like there's something for you to try.
Exactly. And there's going to be a community. You're never alone. Like that's the thing about Mississauga and Toronto, right? Like you'll literally find someone doing something similar to you.
Exactly. But no, I'm big on that, man. And routine, it's like good to have a routine, but also when it's too consistent.
Yeah.
I feel like boxed in, you know?
Yeah, like and it usually starts when you're like, oh, I want to eat something different today.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, I had coffee yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, let me get a tea or something like that.
It's like, do I want to try latte? I don't even like lattes.
Exactly,
or should I try
man.
it?
Little things like that is funny, though. It puts you in a bit of a different mindset.
Exactly. Or even ordering something different on a menu. Like,
exactly.
That's actually, like, one of my biggest pet peeves when people always choose, like, the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? There's, like, so many things out there.
Are you a planner?
I am a planner, but not everything. Like, I recently went to New York, and that trip was very, like, just going with the flow, Like, when I planned it, I was like, it'd be sick if I watched a game, but doesn't mean I have to, right?
Exactly.
And then the day of, like, we saw the tickets, and we're like, oh, we should watch the game. Like, when is this ever going to happen?
What kind of game?
It was the Knicks versus Raptors.
Knicks, okay.
Madison Square Garden.
That sounds crazy.
It was sick. And we won.
Raptors,
right?
man. Raptors over Knicks all day.
Exactly. No, of course.
Come
but
on.
Yeah.
That's sick, though, Madison
See, supporting
Square
local, even in New York.
Support local, man. Exactly. Rep your Toronto.
The city.
Always. But, no, that's awesome. I asked that because I'm not a big, like, planner at all.
Oh, yeah?
Just kind of curious, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to make it fun, right?
Exactly.
You always got to do it. Set your own boundaries.
Exactly, man. Mm-hmm. Figure it out. Game plan that day.
Exactly. Like, why plan something and like stress yourself if you know like the event's gonna go well.
Exactly.
And I'm saying this as I don't follow my own advice because I stress myself out so much.
I'm expecting to see you on that event just like freaking out in the corner.
God. See, that's the thing. Like I'm actually freaking out on the inside, but on the outside I'm like, I gotta keep cool for everyone, you know?
That's huge though, man.
Yeah.
That's like that's strategic, man. That's like boss shit.
Yeah. Thank you. That actually means
for
a
sure,
lot.
Man. Absolutely. Because, I'm always of the thing, like, where everyone gets nervous. Everyone, you can't tell me you don't get nervous. Like, that's human,
I was so nervous when I got here.
Everyone gets nervous,
I literally said,
man.
like, I'm so nervous. That was literally the first thing
Bro, that's human. Especially if you're doing something for the first time. Like, what the hell?
Exactly.
But keeping your cool is, like, a skill, you know?
Exactly. Literally me this whole time.
There we go. There we go. See, boss shit again.
Exactly.
Love it, man. Oh, that's amazing. Anything that helps you kind of relax in those events?
Honestly, it helps out when I see my friends there.
Couple tequila shots or something.
That too. Tequila shots with my friends. And like I said, the community here in Mississauga is so big. Like a lot of my friends are artists. A lot of them have their own small business, right? So I invite them, right? Nice. Sometimes they're a performer. Like I said, Geneva Lay, she's my homegirl. She's performing, right? And I got my friend's business, Kin Toronto, and they're a business vendor there, right? And when I'm hosting, I remind myself, like, this is kind of like for myself and for them, right? So like I don't want to stress, like I have to make sure everything goes well, but at the same time like making sure that everyone's having fun.
For sure.
Right? So everyone kind of has the same goal, right?
You're kind of in mom mode.
Yeah, mom mode. Yeah, not even like boss mode
or
mom
like mode.
Bitch mode, but like just very mom mode.
Exactly.
Like making sure everything's going well for everyone.
Exactly. Smooth sailing.
Yeah, I feel like that calms me down, I'm just like, I'm doing this for my friends. And for myself.
Good for you, man. That's awesome. I really like respect that. I had some friends that ran some events one time, and I'm like, this is definitely so many moving parts, so much to think about. It's very like, I respect that.
Yeah.
It's cool as hell.
Yeah, that's cool. What kind of events did they plan?
It was kind of like, this was pre-COVID, like a networking event, but it was more on the corporate vibe, which not as like fun, but that's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I definitely want to have an event one time though. I was close to doing it like a versatile vigilante like networking event.
Oh, okay.
Kind of fell through, but that's something if you're down, like definitely put that together.
Like what kind of audience are you looking for? Like what's the purpose of it?
I think it's very similar to what you guys doing, like more of a mixer, just like invite at all the like the creatives that I know.
Yeah.
And just who knows, maybe that sparks some ideas.
Well, like I said, I'm always thinking for other people, and I know in the next year we are having kind of like a networking event where it's kind of more on the creative side, right? So it's going to feature creators, including photographers, video I don't know how to pronounce that, but filmers, that word.
There we go.
Artists.
Sick.
And people like you, right? And like we want to make it at a space where everyone can kind of mingle, have drinks, get lit, but also listen to music.
Hell yeah.
We already have a space planned. It's in Toronto. So, like, I'm down to talk about that.
Let's do it, man. Making shit happen already.
Exactly,
Love
right?
it.
It's just that easy.
It's just that easy, man. My schedule's already getting booked. I like that. I'm happy, man. Awesome. So, that like outside of work, what are you into right now? Like, what kind of do you do to relax, kick back?
Yeah. So, it's crazy how my version of not working is to work in a different field.
Love it.
So I'm actually also like a lash tech, but that's like very
nice.
part-time, right? So if I'm like very tired of like marketing, I guess, at least I can get like physical with my creative side, which, is just lashing someone. And at the same time, I love talking to my clients. I get to know them. I don't know if like, how lashing appointments work, but it's always like a mini therapy session. Right? Because they have their eyes closed for like, 1 to 3 hours, depending on how long an appointment is. And they just get everything out there because there's nothing else to do. And I'm kind of just there like listening, I'm like, wow, that's how people are.
You're doing a podcast as you
exactly that's really how it is, right? So I do lashing on the side. As you said earlier, like I love traveling, so I'm always trying to figure out like new places to go, and I'm a huge foodie.
I
love food. So I love finding new places on Campfire too. Oh my God, that app is a lifesaver.
Put me onto put the audience onto some restaurants that you found. Yeah.
Okay, wait. What are you feeling? Like,
I eat everything, man.
So what's
Honestly.
your favorite? What's your favorite though?
Restaurant, I definitely fuck with sushi heavy.
Sushi, poke bowls. Are you a fan of poke bowls?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you tried mojito?
Yeah, there's one at Courtney Park.
Yeah, see, that's the place I always go to, and they have one in Toronto next to Ryerson.
Do they?
So good.
I didn't know that place was like so well regarded.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, and it is sick. I went there. Really good.
So good. No, it's because like I've tried a few poke places in downtown Toronto, and I actually like tried poke in Hawaii too. But like mojito is like they like pack it up. They have so much like toppings.
They're big too.
Yeah, and they're huge, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like sometimes I'm like I'm not gonna finish this, but I always end up finishing it, right? But it's just like
too
so
good.
And then I'm trying to think of other smaller places. Like, have you tried Lizette's?
Oh, of course. That's my hood.
Exactly.
Shout out Lizette's, man. Burnhamthorpe and Dixie.
Exactly. With more of like the smaller businesses, the difficult thing is that usually you have to pre-order, right? So the easier thing with that is like the dessert places that I found there on Campfire. So like I love Filipino desserts, and I'm so happy that there's like a Filipino business on the app. And sick. She was actually a vendor at one of our events, right? So it was pretty sick to see like Filipino snacks being served
cool.
At a university campus, right? I'm like, this is so strange, but I love it.
That's fine. There's a pretty big Filipino community in Toronto, right?
Yeah. Well, like very, very big, but that's like there's a lot of communities that are very big there.
True.
You know.
Yeah, pretty much any culture.
Any community is very big.
That's a good point.
So it's just like there's always a community, right? So yeah, that's sick. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I do. I just work. I love working.
Eat eyelashes. And make things happen.
Campfire, yeah, and just going with the flow while I can. Man.
We talk and what's your next travel spot? I know you said to me earlier, but.
Okay, I really just want to go to LA.
Yeah, you ever been there before?
I've never been there. I want to go there just to kind of like experience what the social media culture is really like. Yeah. You know, like I feel like it's so tense, but also like everyone's trying to be cool and calm and collected. Yeah. I want to feel that.
You know what? Me too. I've never been either.
Yeah.
I think it would be dope.
And like it's people like around our age, right?
Yeah.
So it's like pretty sick.
I've always been kind of interested by the colors too, like how bright it is out there and like the palm trees. Yeah.
Yeah. Beaches, the people, the food there too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of creatives there also.
Oh yeah.
Right? I'm not talking about just like TikTokers, but like actual creators.
That's like the hub, man. Hollywood.
Yeah.
We'll do a campfire there one day.
We should. LA.
Vigilante Campfire, LA.
So sick.
Dope, man. But anything else you want to bring up? We're touching about an hour. Any questions?
I'm trying to think of a question for you. So why don't you... Well, what's your favorite part so far about having this whole studio to yourself and starting it out? Like, have you, like, found yourself in a place where you never even imagined?
You know what's funny? It's like, so to answer the first question, like, I my favorite part is meeting people. Yeah. Definitely, like, people like yourself, anyone who's come through. I always knew I could do whatever. It was just like, how do you get started? Yeah. And then when you get things done, like when I'm, made videos, made clothing, this and that, it's like, wow, you could really, if you want to do anything, you can. You just have to do it. Like, there's people like you that will help. There's resources that are out there. So to answer your question, like, I think I always expect I could do shit. It's just, let's actually do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's a bit, I don't know if you could relate to this, though. It's addictive once you do shit. It's like, okay, what else can we do now?
It's like you're taking care of yourself, right? It's like you're really doing something for yourself, 100%. Right? Which is like very genuine, especially the way we grew up. It's kind of like, we start a life in school, but like we don't know what it's for. We just know we have to do it.
Exactly. I love that you brought that up because that relates big time. I was a kid in school that never liked like cutting and pasting, like exactly. And that's art.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't like this, so I don't like art. Like, I'm not artistic. That's what I was growing up thinking, you know? And then I get a little older, trying the pottery, trying the other things in video. I'm like, oh, I do like art. It's just I had to figure out what I
What
like.
kind of art?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that would be like advice I'd give to anybody. Like, yo, don't label yourself. Don't like count yourself out. If you know, if you're interested, try it. You never know.
Exactly. Always try something new, right?
Absolutely,
At the end of the
man.
day, you're doing it because you like it. So what can go wrong?
Exactly. I'm laughing because my buddy that I've had on, we call each other like cliche gang. Like we just say cliches all the
Oh
time.
my God.
So
See, literally,
I'm the
I'm literally
same.
listening to myself at the podcast. I'm like, I literally sound like a freaking like Pinterest
Yo,
board right
but
now.
it's all completely true, man.
See, and yeah.
Cliches.
Oh, I hope. Yeah, it is true.
Super
you know?
true, man. Do what you like. Like,
Yeah, and just do it.
just do it.
Literally,
Nike. Shout out Nike, man. We need that deal.
Cliche.
We need
Sponsor
that
us,
deal.
Nike.
Yes, sponsor that next Campfire event, man. But yeah, man, no, that's pretty much kind of how I got into this, and just keep it pushing. See see as far as you could go.
You too.
Awesome, man. Anything else like to bring up? Any shout outs?
Honestly, I already said everything I could with Campfire. We are free on the App Store, spelled Campfyr. You'll find local creators just like him there. You'll find local performers, local businesses, and even if you're a creator yourself or if you have a business yourself, we can get you on the app for free.
Hell yeah, man.
You
There's
know?
no reason not to use it, man.
Exactly.
Get off Tinder. Go on Campfire.
Stop
swiping
or
Tinder, man.
womans.
Whatever the fuck you like. Get on Campfire. Awesome, man. Well, I'm very excited for the Friday market,
Yes.
November 26th.
Yes. So we're actually going to be having giveaways for the first 2 hours.
Dope.
So it's funny that we actually talked about Nike because we're giving away like Nike like AirPod cases.
Nice.
Like we're giving away like those little ring lights, and we're hoping that a few local businesses collaborate with us. So we'll also be
Dope.
giving away local products, right? And we're giving away drinks.
Even better,
doesn't
man.
like free
Even
drinks?
better. Exactly. Who doesn't like? You're crazy if you don't like that. Awesome,
And
man.
it's a free event if you download Campfire. Like it's free to have a great time. What?
Free, man. You don't like fun? Come on. Let's go. Awesome,
yeah.
man. Well, it was awesome having you in.
Thank you. It was amazing to be here.
Much appreciated. Doors always open. I love brand. Shout out to, now I can't remember their names.
Who?
The founders.
Oh, Sarah and Yusuf.
Sarah and Yusuf. Shout out to you guys as well. It's Erika from Campfire. Thank you, man. Look out for more stuff in the future. Gang, gang.
Bye.